Double male lead plus 10,000 fans plus under the Year+Cultivation+Sand Sculpture+Sick Jiao+Funny, fishing style beauties are captivating, senior brother times abdominal black disease Jiao love brain junior brother he's the ending, the cultivation system, a fan of 10,000 people, but 1v1 the plot may be a bit unorthodox, blindly written, and the writing is extremely poor the author may not be very familiar with things like cultivating immortals forgive me. Lin Huai, originally an ordinary college student social animal, actually wore a novel given to him by a colleague. At first, I thought it was just a cultivation text, but it didn't look right. It was clearly a harem text. Just as Lin Huai awkwardly finished reading, he suddenly wore it inside. The beginning is to be honest with my junior brother. I thought I was wearing the protagonist, but it turned out to be the villainous senior brother Lin Huai. The small child in front of me is actually the protagonist who will kill him in the future. And Lin Huai also found that others have a system for reading books, why doesn't he have it? Unfair. He is about to ruin his reputation in the face of this child, Linhuai I. I clearly haven't done anything myself. Fortunately, the novel has just begun and everything is still in time. So I started living a life with children, thinking that it would always be peaceful, who knew that their own raised cub suddenly confessed. Climbing onto my own bed again at night. I had to pretend to die and sneak away. Who would have thought that Ji Jin would go crazy looking for him? As a result, my junior brother accidentally caught me. Chapter 1. Time flies, hold on to the male lead's thigh. You are listening at novel full.audio. A damp hot wind blew head on. The hidden hot springs in the bamboo forest, emitting white smoke, make this bamboo garden even more immortal. A slender, cold white hand waved away the white smoke. Master. Senior brother, can we go back now? Lin Huai raised his hand to protect his head, closed his eyes tightly, and seemed to have a splitting headache. He said in a daze, where am I? His ears were buzzing and he couldn't bear any movement. It took him a long time to open his eyes, and when he saw the scene in front of him clearly, he was blindfolded again. Worry. Where is this? The person in front of me was wearing a jade crown and tied her hair, tightly pursing her red lips. She was so thin that she was almost losing her face. The ferocious scar is even more out of place on this pale skin. This is the person pleading in front of Lin Huai, senior brother, I want to go back. After speaking, he immediately lowered his head, afraid of making him unhappy. Worry. Is this a time travel for me? Coincidentally, he stumbled upon a novel given to him by a colleague. Yesterday, he received a novel that was originally given to him by a female colleague in the company. Before he could be happy, he realized that the villain of the novel had hid a name with him. As soon as he opened his eyes, he arrived here. This big villain can be said to have done many evil deeds. In the early stage, he abused the male lead, which was really satisfying. On the other hand, the male protagonist Ji Jin was bullied by his senior brother, exploited by his fellow disciples, and targeted by his master. The ending of this villain is also very tragic. When the male protagonist takes revenge, he is used to make an attack. His hands and feet are cut off, the golden pill is dug out, and finally thrown at the mass grave. But the male lead who brutally killed Lin Huai in the later stage was right in front of him, and his heart couldn't help but tremble. He still didn't agree to the male lead's demands. Isn't that a dead end? Ah, good, let's go back. Lin Huai got up and put on his clothes, feeling as if someone was staring at him from behind. On the way back, Lin Huai kept sorting out the plot line. When he found out that it had just begun, he breathed a sigh of relief. Now he had enough time to hug the male lead's thigh. Thinking about it, he turned his head to look at Ji Jin in front of him. TSK, I have to say, he is indeed good. Looking and truly worthy of being the male lead. Alright, you should go back too. Wait a moment, senior brother. Master asked you to go to his study. Ah. Isn't the master in the original work very attentive to him? How could he be called to the study? Okay, I see. It's getting late too, you should go back too. But my master didn't assign me a room. This sentence made Lin Huai feel very uncomfortable, and he was immediately excluded from the sect. If you don't mind, you can sleep with me temporarily. Ji Jin's eyes lit up and he said, really, senior brother. As long as you don't mind me sleeping too aggressively, Lin Huai said as he walked a few steps and turned back. Also, I'll go ask master to allocate another room for you. That's all for tonight. I slowly walked towards my master's study. The master's name is Mu Bai, and he is the leader of the Taishu sect. In the original work, there was no good ending for the male lead, but he was forced to self-destruct the golden pill, which is far from him. Thinking this way, I arrived at the study. Why did you ask me to come so late? You are a master with a career-oriented mind, only interested in cultivation. Master. His fair and slender hands slowly flipped the scroll, his black straight hair naturally hanging down, his long and dense eyelashes rendered by candlelight, and his white plain clothes made him even more indifferent. Lin Huai stared blankly and said, is there anything you want me to do? Not false, Mu Bai slowly looked up and replied. Recently, the demon suppression tower has been a bit uneasy, and they will be in chaos again. It's so serious, you can't just call me alone. Yes, that's why I asked you to remind my junior brothers to practice more. As the eldest senior brother, you should take responsibility. Okay, then I won't disturb you anymore, he said, turning around and leaving with a crisp and neat expression. Why is Huai so indifferent today? Is it because I paid too little attention to him? He didn't even want to say a word more to me and even dawdled when he came to the study. What's going on? It's really hard to be a senior brother, and I also need to care about my junior brothers. When Lin Huai arrived at his room, Ji Jin had already fallen asleep. Worry. The little male lead's sleeping face is also too cute. Beauty critical hit. Chapter 2 Ji Jin. Senior brother, I still want to sleep with you. You are listening at novel full.audio. Lin Huai was lying next to Ji Jin admiring his sleeping face when he suddenly widened his eyes, as if he had forgotten something. Grandma, I forgot to ask my master to give Ji Jin a room. Worry, I can forget such an important thing. No, I'm too tired. I'll sleep for a while, he said before collapsing. Half asleep and half awake in Lin Huai, I vaguely felt a snake wrapped around me, tightly wrapped and unable to catch my breath. The next day, Lin Huai sat up with dementia and waited for a while before slowly regaining consciousness, looking down at Ji Jin. The milky white skin tone and messy hair add a touch of cuteness. It's so cute, take a little kiss. Breakfast is simple rice porridge with a few eggs. Lin Huai, who was busy, saw Ji Jin waking up leisurely on the bed. Wait a minute, you're injured, don't move yet, he said, and then took 3 steps in 2 to reach Ji Jin's side. Yesterday was too late to change the dressing, Lin Huai said while removing the bandage. Seeing Lin Huai about to untie his shirt, he suddenly shyly grabbed his hand and said with a flushed face, no need, senior brother. I'll do it myself. Lin Huai was stunned for a few seconds, okay, you can do it yourself, the medicine is on the table, and then turned to cook porridge in front of the stove. Ji Jin's blushing face didn't subside just now, and it wasn't until dinner that it returned to normal. How is your injury? Lin Huai frowned and looked at the bloody bandage. Well, it's okay. How could this child eat so carelessly? His face is buried in the rice bowl. What's good? He hasn't even applied the medicine and won't tell me. Lin Huai couldn't help but think of the scene in the original work where he was cut off by Ji Jin in the grand finale. No, let this little brat find a place to live as soon as possible, and he can't sleep with me all the time. Maybe one day he'll cut me off. Cough, today I will go talk to master about your accommodation issue. But, senior brother, I still want to sleep with you. Lin Huai widened his eyes and said, "Ah. No way. Can't let Ji Jin find a chance to kill me. No, absolutely no. Why? I feel happy sleeping with my senior brother. This is too dangerous." Lin Huai turned his back and began to ponder. But in a place he couldn't see, Ji Jin slightly curled his lips, and his expression didn't look like what a teenager should have. Senior brother is so interesting, he doesn't want to leave. Ah, Lin Huai sighed and looked at the coquettish milk ball in front of him. He immediately agreed to let Ji Jin stay here temporarily, but it was also temporary. "You go to the pond yesterday, the spring water there is good for your injury," he said helplessly. After being settled down by Lin Huai, Ji Jin went to the master's study again. Speaking of which, where is the female lead? She has been wearing it for so long, and I haven't even seen her shadow. It won't be long before it arrives. "Master, are you there?" Lin Huai knocked on the door. Several disciples of the Tai-Shu sect nearby said, "Senior brother, master, come down the mountain to calm the disaster. Don't knock on the door." Is it because of the recent issue with the demon suppression tower? Have the people also been implicated? Well, recently the demon suppression tower has been a bit uneasy. You should hurry up and practice. This is what my master ordered me to remind you. Turn around and walk into the Jingyu forest to find Ji Jin. Teach your younger brother. Ah. The sound abruptly stopped at the moment of seeing Ji Jin. My clothes were dampened by the spring water, and my fair skin was faintly visible. Under the sunlight, it seemed to shine, but it still had a pitiful expression. My long eyelashes hung down, and my eyes seemed to have thousands of words. My thin lips were slightly open, making me look like a top-notch beauty embryo. Cough cough, then. Well, master is not here. You can practice with me first. If you don't understand anything, you can come ask me. Excuse me, he's completely clueless. Fortunately, the plot has just begun, and now there is time to review it. Otherwise, having a complete cultivation would not be reliable. Okay, shall we go back then? Ji Jin blinked. Okay, go back. On the way, Lin Huai's gaze always unconsciously glanced at Ji Jin, who was caught straight away. Senior brother, why are you peeking at me? Who's peeking at you? Hurry up and go back to practice. Lin Huai said it was not true, but his face turned eerie red, which was quite unbelievable. Okay, I'll trust senior brother. Chapter 3. Hard fate, becoming a senior brother is really not easy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After returning from Jingyu Forest, Lin Huai sent Ji Jin aside. Pick up the scriptures and study them on your own. The original owner has a very good physical qualification, and his cultivation is also in the middle stage of the Yuanying period. However, having cultivation without it is not enough. He can only fly an imperial sword now, which is useless. Encounter opponents and run away. So, he found several intermediate scriptures, prepared to go through them from beginning to end, picked up the hard work of reviewing, and finally finished reviewing within a week. This week can be said to be a week of studying without thinking about food or tea. The original owner's body and bones were already weak, but now it's even worse. I haven't paid much attention to the little one these days, and I don't know how he's doing with his studies. Jia. Lin Huai pushed open the door, and the dazzling sunlight rushed into the room, making it less gloomy. However, Lin Huai was so stimulated by the sunlight that he resisted the urge to close the door and walked out of the room. On the way, I met several disciples of the Tai-Shu sect and said, Senior brother. The master has come to your room twice and went back when I saw you didn't open the door. Alas, by the way, Senior brother Lin, why did you go these days? Yeah, we're all worried. We thought you went on a hunger strike. Where did I go on a hunger strike when I stepped on horseback? However, not having to eat is indeed very convenient. Ah haha, really. Thank you all for your concern. He lifted his foot and was about to leave. Senior brother, you're here. A very familiar voice came, not just a little kid who could be. Lin Huai turned stiffly around. Is there anything you need, or is there something you don't understand that you need to ask me? He just wanted to quickly escape from this crowded place. No, I just wanted to come and see senior brother. Why is senior brother so nervous? Do you have it? Yeah. Ji Jin smiled innocently again. By the way. Lin Huai took out a delicate and small medicine bottle from his pocket, carved in powder and jade, with engraved patterns on it, which was immediately valuable. Here you are, isn't there not much left of your ointment? How is your injury? It's okay, but the recovery was a bit slow. He didn't ask any more questions, but went to the study of Master Mu Bai. He wanted to see what this master was up to. Unexpectedly, Ji Jin's soul was suddenly interrogated. Senior brother wants to leave. What's wrong? It's nothing. Inexplicably. Master at this moment. What's wrong with Huai? Am I showing too little concern for him? I went to his doorstep and he ignored me twice. Am I too biased towards other disciples? Did I put too much pressure on him? Lin Huai hesitated outside the study for a long time, but still knocked on the door. Master, are you there? Upon hearing the voice of Lin Huai, Mu Bai hurriedly ran over, afraid that the person in front of him would leave a step later. As he approached the door, Mu Bai stabilized his figure and reached out to open the door. Joy flashed across his face, making Lin Huai stand up straight. Am I feeling dizzy? Did the Millennium Iceberg smile? Isn't Master Mu Bai only smiling at the female lead? Cough cough, Huai, what can I do for you to find Master? Indeed, there's something going on, Master. Does junior brother Ji have a place to live now? Huai came to me because of Ji Jin. Not happy. Ji Jin contacted me about this issue and now he has a place to live. Ah. Ji Jin can clearly say it himself. He insists on relying on me. Okay, that disciple is leaving now. Are you leaving now and not talking to me anymore? By the way, Master, are you available now? Can you do me a favor, disciples? Speak up. Do you still have any books about cultivation? If so, help me deliver them to my disciple. Lin Huai didn't give an opportunity to answer, so he turned around and went back. With one hand supporting the door frame, he turned back against the light and said, Goodbye, Master. Fate is hard, it's not easy to be a senior brother. I also need to be a model for my junior brothers. Want to cry without tears. Master Mu Bai. How do you feel like you've been used? Chapter 4. The Rebellion of the Demon Tower. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. 3 days later, Lin Huai learned through a 1,000-mile transmission that all the monsters in the Demon Control Tower had escaped. Need to rush to the back mountain of Tianmen at lightning speed. It's true that I encountered this terrible thing just a few months after wearing it. Soon, Lin Huai and his disciples arrived at the back mountain of Tianmen. The demon tower not far away is usually lifeless, and now it is even more demonic, looking extremely permeable. Wow, is it so scary? Lin Huai said coldly on his back. In the blink of an eye, the disciples of the Taishu sect began to fight against the monsters. Because the monsters in the demon control tower are generally of medium or high quality, it is difficult to deal with them. The process was filled with countless deaths and injuries, a bloody storm, and the entire sky above Tianmen Mountain was covered in black clouds, shrouded in darkness. Lin Huai was also seriously injured and was forced to return to the sect by Master Mu Bai to rest, but he did not agree, so Master was also very angry. This battle lasted for a total of 3 days and 3 nights, and finally came to an end. Mu Bai kept sealing the tower at the demon control, consuming extremely much mana. There is indeed a section in the original work, and the male protagonist was abandoned by the sect. When he returned to count the number of people, he only forgot about Xinyu. Lin Huai roast that he was still holding the dim sum in his hand. Senior brother Lin, how have you been injured? The person who came was Yun Qiu, the second disciple of the Taishu sect, and the second male character in the book. In the early stage, I followed the female lead and pretended to be the number one licking dog. I gave various rare treasures to the female lead and pushed her to the top of the sect. As a result, the female protagonist was abducted by Ji Jin after going down the mountain for training. TSK, pure and innocent. Thank you very much for your concern, second junior brother. I'm not in any major trouble now. The original body not only entangles the master Mu Bai, but also this unjust Sijin Qiu. However, the original aesthetic is good, and both of them can be described as beautiful men. Junior brother, if there's nothing else, go back. I don't have anything to help with. Can you hurry back? Did you feel embarrassed when you didn't see me? Ah, good huh. After speaking, he turned around and left the room, looking back again. Lin Huai. Brother, can you stop looking? When Yun Qiu reached the corner, he met Ji Jin and was inexplicably glared at by him. Yun Qiu. I am very confused now. Senior brother, Ji Jin whispered, how's the injury? Linhuai helped his forehead with a bitter smile and said, I'm fine. Ji Jin's lips curved into a faint smile, and his eyes fixed on Lin Huai. What are you laughing at? It's okay, I was thinking that even though my cultivation is higher than mine, my injuries are even more severe. As he finished speaking, he slowly walked towards Lin Huai and said, let me see how my senior brother is injured. Ji Jin raised his hand and was about to lift the blanket. Wait a minute, Lin Huai sternly stopped him. I have nothing to do, you go back first. Nevertheless, Ji Jin raised his eyebrows and said, senior brother took care of me so much before, how could I just leave like this? Okay then. He lowered his gaze and unfastened his clothes with a rustling sound. On his waist, which was as white as jade, there were several terrifying scars. Ji Jin was stunned for a moment, his face a bit gloomy. Those damn monsters actually hurt my senior brother. The injury is so serious, he lightly pinched with his hand. Lin Huai let out a muffled groan, his cheeks heated up, and he quickly wrapped his coat tightly. Just look, what are you doing with your hands? I don't know if it really hurts. Unexpectedly, Ji Jin turned his head and couldn't see the expression on his face clearly. Senior brother, just rest more. I'll go to the medicine immortal hall tomorrow. Senior brother, can I sleep with you tonight? Ji Jin looked up and pleaded. Don't you have a room? Why do you sleep with me? Can't we? Lin Huai looked at Ji Jin's pitiful expression. Forget it, he's only in his teens, it's normal for him to not get used to sleeping alone. Okay, just this one night, you'll have to sleep on your own from now on. Senior brother, let's change clothes and sleep. Ji Jinren tugged at the corner of his mouth. Why does this sound so strange? But it's not very strange to say it from the cub's mouth. Senior brother is pretending to be cold again. I just played coquettish and slept with me. It's really innocent. At night, Ji Jin hugged Lin Huai from behind, but he was afraid of pressing his senior brother's wound, so his hand on Lin Huai's waist became lighter. The next morning, Ji Jin woke up earlier than Lin Huai, and as soon as he opened his eyes, he placed his senior brother's leg on him, with the corner of his mouth slightly raised. Seeing my senior brother about to wake up, I quickly pretended to sleep. Lin Huai opened his eyes drowsily, and when his gaze focused, he saw his own legs resting on Ji Jin's waist. Ah! Why am I in this position? He's still injured, hurry up and take it off. What's wrong with senior brother? Ji Jin pretended to have just woken up and rubbed his eyes. It's okay, senior brother is going to cook. You haven't opened the valley yet, have you? After hesitating for a while, he added, by the way, if you're tired, you can sleep a little longer. After speaking, I walked over to the stove and prepared to start a fire and cook. Ji Jin looked at Lin Huai's back, with a sly smile on his face that seemed to be elusive. He couldn't help but raise his eyebrows, as if his plan had been successful. The plot of Chapter 5 is crooked. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. The matter of the Demon Suppression Tower has been going on for several months, and the sect has successfully sealed the tower. However, due to the requirement of high mana, Bai has also suffered a lot. Now he is recuperating, and even Linhuai has not seen him recently. He only appeared near the assessment. Practitioners below the Golden Core must go to assess, and Ji Jin is no exception. Senior brother, will you come for my assessment? Of course. The assessment location is in Wujiagang. There is not much description of him in the book, but there are many ghosts and monsters in that place, which often causes trouble and is not peaceful. Just right for the assessment, it should be considered as a disaster, but Linhuai is still a bit worried because he only encountered the assessment in Chapter 43 of the original work. I don't know if it was because of the need to wear books that the timeline was advanced. Ji Jin was injured in this assessment, but fortunately, he found a magic weapon in the territory of the mountain monster, which played a significant role in the later plot. Recently, Linhuai has been troubled by this and has been thinking about how to make Ji Jin pass the assessment without injury and obtain magical tools. Ji Jin ranked first in the original book. He could have gone to a good sect for training, but because Xinyu hated Xian Xiu, he turned his head and went to the demon clan. However, obtaining magic tools is quite simple. After all, the protagonist still has an aura, so it means there's no need to worry. Take a good exam, don't lose it to your senior brother. I personally taught everything. I have 2 more days to go for the assessment. Recently, I will practice more and use the method I taught you. Okay. Senior brother is such a fool. He really thought my cultivation was all up to him. It's not early, you should go back too. That junior brother has left. After speaking, he quickly left. It's really not easy to be a senior brother. Senior brother Lin. Ah, it's Yunqiu. Well, senior brother, how was your last injury? Yunqiu said shyly. Well behaved, blushing or something. Young people are truly innocent. Fortunately, it has also recovered quite well now. By the way, senior brother Lin, here you are, he said, handing the things in his hand to Linhuai. Jade bottle. Wait, what? Linhuai rubbed his eyes to ensure that he didn't misread. Jade bottle. Isn't that the medicine that Yunqiu gave to the female lead? Why give it to me? Something's wrong, the plot is crooked. No junior brother, it's so valuable. You should give it to Yao Yao. Linhuai pushed it away, but he really didn't dare. It's not worth it. Yao Yao is the female lead, and this information was only recently discovered by Linhuai. He finally found the female lead, and now it's easy to handle. Originally, Linhuai had already passed through before the plot began. At this time, Master Mu Bai Kai had not long taken in the female lead, and all the members of the single sect were comforting her, as mentioned in the original work. Nowadays, Linhuai has not noticed that the sect dotes on her so much, just treating Yao Yao as an ordinary disciple. Senior brother, you can accept it. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have known when we could have completed the task of suppressing demons. Moreover, not only because of this, but also. What else is there? No. Yunqiu forcefully handed the jade bottle to Linhuai. Goodbye, senior brother, and ran away. Linhuai looked at the jade bottle in his hand, lost in thought. Where exactly did it go wrong? After having lunch, Linhuai went to the school and watched him recite next to Ji Jin. But to everyone's surprise, Ji Jin's mind was not focused on studying and he had been secretly glancing at Linhuai. Sitting next to senior brother, who still has the heart to endorse. I already know these beginner things. If it weren't for making my senior brother pay more attention to me, I wouldn't be too lazy to focus on them. Ji Jin thought, looking at Linhuai, but like last time, he was caught by his senior brother. What are you looking at me for? Reading, he frowned. What is a fool looking at me for? Reading, I have words on my face. However, when did this little brat grow so tall? He's almost on par with me. No, how long do I need to grow? Just as Linhuai was drowsy, he vaguely saw Master Mu Bai walking over. In his ear, he whispered, "Don't show off when you're tired. Just lie down and rest for a while. Leave this little thing to me." I can't hear clearly from behind. Linhuai has already fallen asleep. TSK, this master is really annoying. He doesn't even give me and my senior brother the opportunity to be alone. Master at this moment. Is it really that I have put too much pressure on him? It's getting late, you can go back. Oh. It's really annoying. At dusk, Mu Bai was very close to Linhuai, so close that even the fuzz on his face could be seen clearly. The warm sunshine gently sprinkled on the two of them, and he wanted to see more Linhuai like this. Compared with the usual Linhuai, he was as warm as the spring breeze. For a long time, Mu Bai reluctantly woke up Linhuai. Master, why are you here? Has junior brother left? Linhuai's sleepy eyes and lazy voice were hard to refuse. The master chuckled lightly and said, "Yes, he has left. It's not early, so you should go back and rest." After speaking, he lay down and fell asleep again. "Never mind, I'll take you back," Mu Bai said with a slightly helpless smile at the corner of his mouth. Chapter 6. Assessment. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. The next morning, Linhuai felt soreness in his waist and back, as well as unbearable headaches. It must have been teaching my child yesterday that I was so tired," Linhuai muttered to himself. Later, I wanted to get up and roll over, but my body swayed back and forth, feeling extremely dizzy. My body and bones are really weak. I can't do it. My cub will be assessed today. As a senior brother, I must go. He said, propping himself up and almost falling. By the way, where is the cub's room? After wandering around, he finally found it. Junior brother. Linhuai was supposed to break through the door, but on second thought, it was too impolite. What if Xinyu didn't like him and killed himself in the future? So we still need to be reserved. Is that you, senior brother? Come on in. Then I'll come in. Linhuai pushed the door and entered, only to see a ball of white and colorful things, tears almost streaming out of his mouth. After a moment of confusion, he quickly covered his eyes and said, "Sorry, senior brother, didn't mean to." Senior brother, we are both men. Is it necessary to do this? Ji Jin smiled mischievously. Linhuai thought for a moment and it seemed like that was indeed the case. Then he put down the hand that covered his eyes, but it always felt strange. Ji Jin saw Linhuai staring straight at him and raised his eyebrows with a wicked smile. If senior brother wants to see it, after the assessment, I'll let senior brother see it enough. Who wants to watch it? It's just being sentimental. Okay, I'm just being sentimental, Ji Jin replied in a childish tone. It's good if you know. After speaking, he turned his head and stopped looking at Ji Jin. How could this little brat grow so fast? Bullying me boiled sliced cold chicken for nothing, right? After Ji Jin finished tidying up, it was almost time for the assessment. Let's go, Linhuai tilted his head. Don't be late. Quickly, Ji Jin arrived at the assessment location. Linhuai also arrived at the audience seat. Master Mu Bai sat silently next to Lin Huai, who turned around and was startled. Master, when did you sit next to me? This master doesn't make a sound when he does anything, he scared me to death. Is he a ghost? Just now, he said, casually conjuring up a pot of tea. At the moment when Huai was stunned. Senior brother, can I sit here? The person who came was Yunqiu. Ah, good. After a pause, he said again, also, thank you for bringing me the medicine. Senior brother, don't be polite. I don't know if it's an illusion, but I always feel a gloomy gaze behind me, staring at him and making his back feel cold. Humph. Yunqiu finally realized, it's master. I'm sorry, I just chatted with senior brother Lin and forgot to say hello to you. Why does this sound a bit ambiguous? Said the master coldly. Lin Huai, sandwiched between Mu Bai and Qiu, was a bit flustered. Senior brother, I have brought everything you want to eat. No need. Huai, are you cold? No, it's not cold. Finally enduring until the assessment begins. A huge scroll unfolded, revealing the location of the assessment and the disciples immediately. This thing is really rare. Huai, do you like it? Well, it's a little bit. Okay, master will buy it back for you. Lin Huai. This master is foolish and has a lot of money. Thank you very much, master. Welcome to the annual assessment. The rule for this round is to collect ruoxuihuan, and whoever accumulates the most will be ranked first. In addition, it is allowed to compete among peers, but not too much, until the point is reached. Senior brother. Don't make noise, I'm thinking. Oh. Lin Huai looked left and right and finally found Ji Jin. He seemed to have even glanced at him. Assessment, start. I saw that Ji Jin's sword speed was very fast, and in the blink of an eye, he obtained 2 ruoxue rings. Similarly, his ranking also increased accordingly. The assessment is limited to 2 hours, and the highest score is 152. The person who is faster than Ji Jin is actually Yao. Worry. The female lead. In a bamboo forest, Ji Jin and Yao met, and the scene was comparable to that of a Shura field. At this point, the water rings of the two are 97 and 98, respectively. Half of the time has passed, and Yao is still one more than Ji Jin. As long as you defeat the other, you can get the first place, break the record, and receive a double reward. Who is not confused? Are you Ji Jin? Well, who are you? As long as Ji Jin offers ruoxue huan, she can easily take down the female lead. Hurry up, Ji Jin, can you do it? The two of them started fighting. Linhuai is confused, it's not like this. It was Ji Jin who saved the female lead, and then the female lead sent out ruoxue huan. He covered his head, kid, you really don't understand. However, I can still make up for it. As long as I take care of the male lead well, my senior brother will be honored to be laid off. The assessment is over. Ah. Is it over? Senior brother is such a fool, our sex Ji Jin is the first place. Really? Here, it's written on the ranking. First Chronicle Brocade, the second Premature Death, thirdly, Hua. The first two are from their Taishu sect. Master, look. Is master so cold? Shouldn't he be happy that the female lead came in second place? No, isn't Yao's ruoxue ring stolen by Ji Jin? Did she go and grab someone else's again? She is truly the female lead. After the assessment, everyone went to congratulate Ji Jin and left Yao alone, which was pitiful. Congratulations, Yao. Lin Huai walked over with a smile. Upon hearing this, Yao raised her head with red eyes and said, You are senior brother Linhuai. It's me. You performed well today. no one will remember second place, you don't have to pity me either. No, Lin Huai leaned down. You're really great. Yao Yao lowered her head again, sobbing softly, and muttered, thank you, senior brother Lin. Linhuai raised his hand and touched her head, alright, don't cry, try to get first place next time. Unexpectedly, Ji Jin, who was not far away, quickly lowered his face and pushed away the person next to him, grabbing Lin Huai's sleeve. Senior brother, is it because I didn't perform well enough? Ah. No, there isn't. Why don't you pay attention to me? He then pretended to be pitiful. Linhuai panicked instantly and said, no, Xiao Jin was also great today. I just couldn't bear to see Yao Yao standing there alone. Seeing that this move was useless, Linhuai became anxious and kissed Ji Jin's cheek. Xiao Jin is great, he's very skilled in everything he does. Ji Jin finally gave up and turned his head to raise an eyebrow at Yao Yao in an invisible place in Linhuai. You. What's wrong with Yao Yao? No, it's okay. Alas, it's not easy to become a senior brother. Alright, everyone go back, it's getting late too. Senior brother, I want to sleep with you today. No way. That's because Xiao Jin didn't perform well today. I originally wanted to give the night pearl that I got from the assessment to my senior brother. By the way, Xiao Jin also got a treasure. I don't know if senior brother likes it or not. Wait, I don't care about the treasure. Give me the night pearl. The night pearl is priceless and has sold for a lot of money. So. I agree to sleep with you. Okay. Chapter 7, Junior Brother Ji, listen to my explanation. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. After the assessment, Ji Jin's cultivation also made rapid progress and had already reached the peak of the golden elixir. He no longer needed the help of Lin Huai for the time being. However, he has been stuck in the middle stage of the yuanying stage and cannot improve his cultivation. Damn it, I can't do it. I'm going to soak in ancient books today. I don't believe it anymore, Lin Huai said angrily with a clenched fist. As soon as he finished speaking, he took his sword and went to the ancient bookstore. Worry, why are you so far away? My sword is about to break. Fortunately, it has finally arrived and consumed a lot of mana along the way. If it weren't for his high cultivation, he would probably have been planted in the forest now. This ancient bookstore is so big. Lin Huai looked around, but why isn't there anyone here? Isn't it that they don't like reading? Huai. Upon hearing these words, Lin Huai turned back. Oh, it's master, what a coincidence, haha. The picture scroll you mentioned was sent to your room by the teacher. This master is quite efficient. By the way, master, why do you have time to come here? Cough, it's just a coincidence that I don't just read books. What's the coincidence? It's just that Lin Huai ran to the ancient bookstore all morning and wanted to follow him. Also, I have sorted out all the books you borrowed last time about cultivation. Oh my god. Thank you very much, master. After finishing speaking, I quickly walked to the advanced book section and started reading. Senior brother. You're here too. It's Yao Yao. Senior brother, what are you looking for? I'll help you. Ah, good. Huai, if you want to find me, I can also help you. Yao Yao looked up and saw that the person coming was a master, and an unhappy expression flashed across her face. Immediately, a disciple's salute was performed. Master. Isn't it true that the female lead licked countless dogs in the early stages of being so indifferent? So, what kind of books are you looking for? Ah. To be honest, I was stuck in the middle stage of the yuanying period for a while and didn't know how to improve. Easy to handle. After speaking, Mu Bai brought several books on similar issues. Senior brother, Yao Yao has also found a few books. Thank you. Thank you. This one doesn't need to be used anymore. For a long time, Linhuai was also tired, so he stopped talking. When can we leave? You too. Huai, there's something wrong with the demon tower. I'll leave first, Bai said, with a hint of reluctance in his tone. Booyah ooyah. Senior brother, it's getting late, so Yao went back. Okay. Finally left, I can take these books back to study and research. Linhuai picked up the book and left. Worry, this book is so thick, it's going to be overloaded. Falling down, hurry up and fall. See bull. I still fell and ate shit. Senior brother, what's wrong with you? It's over, just throw it, and someone even saw it. Who's wrong with this person? It must be Yunqiu. I'll pull you up, she said, handing her hand over. Linhuai got up, patted the dust on his body, and then picked up the book again. Senior brother, are you okay? I'll help you with it. Okay, here you are. Tired to death, senior brother. Two people are walking side by side. Although this bamboo forest is not dark, Linhuai always feels like someone is staring at him. Linhuai pushed the door and saw Ji Jin sitting in front of the door, holding his hands and looking at them with a gloomy expression. Especially when you see Yunqiu. My face is so heavy that it's almost dripping. Unfortunately, Autumn is still shameless and closer to Linhuai. Junior brother, what's wrong with you? Ji Jin asked in reverse, shouldn't senior brother explain it? Explain. Explain what? Linhuai only felt that he was making trouble without reason. In turn, senior brother Lin, I'll leave first. Here's the book for you. Yunqiu ran away, seeing that the situation was not good. Ji Jin bypassed Linhuai and closed the door behind his back. Senior brother, it's so late. What did you and senior brother Qiu do? Linhuai supported his forehead and said, don't make trouble for no reason, okay? Junior brother Ji, listen to my explanation. Chapter 8. Ji Jin, you were stolen home. You are listening at novel full.audio. Ji Jin did not answer directly, but continued to question. Senior brother, can't you really see it? What do I see? I don't know why you're angry. You're really inexplicable. Stupid senior brother. After speaking, he rushed out of the door. Isn't it? Ah. The next day, Linhuai learned that Ji Jin had gone down the mountain to experience. Ji Jin originally thought his cold and heartless senior brother would come to find him, but Ji Jin never imagined how regretful he would be in the future for the days when he left without saying goodbye. Huai, tell your master, did Ji Jin make you angry? Lin Huai was stunned for a moment. Master, when did you know? He is usually closest to you, how could I not know? He's too unreasonable to make trouble. The two were speechless towards each other. Afterwards, Linhuai did not make any more stops. Turning around, I went to the Jingyu forest again and started soaking in hot springs. Great. The plot of going horse riding. The male protagonist who steps on a horse. What's wrong with me living again? Forget it, let's rest for now, and then go find Ji Jin in a month. Otherwise, the head will move. A few little demons not far away had green lights in their eyes. The king definitely likes it. Let's go. Before they could approach, Linhuai noticed something. Who's there? A few little demons took advantage of Linhuai's lack of attention and scattered their enchanting spirits on his face. Cough cough, what kind of ghost? Before he could finish speaking, he plunged into the pool, unconscious. Unfortunately, this enchanting powder is different from ordinary ones, and when used, it cannot exert any magic power. When Linhuai opened his eyes again, he found himself tied up in bed with all sorts of clothes. Worry, where is this? Isn't this passage in the book? No, no, isn't it the female lead who should be tied up? Damn it, I can't use my magic anymore. Try to untangle it. Muddy Cole, why is this broken rope so tight? Linhuai is twisted into maggots on the bed. Don't struggle, the man in green smiled wickedly. His pale skin doesn't look like a human, and there are huge snake tails hidden in his blue clothes. Beside him are two highly cultivated demons, the ones that caught him. Lin Huai's breath suddenly stopped, and his heart was full of ups and downs. He had forgotten about this person. Damn it, the demon king Yinling is dead. In the original work, the author used a lot of pen and ink to describe the silver bell, and the character design was quite successful. You guys go down. His cold voice had no emotion. Yes. After speaking, he sat next to Linhuai, with his hands propped up by the bed, looking down at him from a high position. His green clothes were open and his pure white chest became even more open. Not all the beautiful men in the cultivation world are like this. We need to avoid the situation in Linhuai. Unexpectedly, one hand stopped him. Beauty, just follow me. I'm from your sister, I'm so male. Can't we start first? Go away, I'm a man. Man. I like it even more. Worry, let the demon king stand by. You, go away quickly. Lin Huai's face turned red. This is just a trial. Beauty doesn't follow me, so what should I do to be a beauty? First. Let go of me first. Lin Huai looked at the silver bell again, I'm afraid of snakes. Yinling looked back at her snake tail and finally put it away. Beauty is so afraid of snakes, what should she do in the future? Okay, if you ask me, I'll help you release it, she said, reaching out to Linhuai's hand. You. Okay, Linhuai took this opportunity and cast a spell to escape. Fortunately, the medicine has passed, but fortunately, I am clever. Linhuai secretly rejoiced that he had finally come out of the snake's tail, but he didn't know that there was already a blue mark on the back of his right hand, and upon closer inspection, it was still similar to the shadow of the snake. After Yinling reacted, she didn't chase after her. I can find you wherever you go, whispered the silver bell, with a slightly gloomy smile on her lips. Chapter 9. Senior brother, I was wrong. You are listening at novel full.audio. Beauty, where do you want to go, Tianmen Mountain? A familiar voice echoed in Linhuai's mind. He was scared and said, Don't call me a beauty, I have a name, and I'm a man. Yinling. Beauty is not a gender, it is a feeling. Damn it, what are you doing? How did you follow me? You will know. At night, while changing clothes in Linhuai, I noticed the blue lines on my hands. Turns out that snake demon used this to invade his mind. Hello. What do beauties call me? Yinling smiled and suddenly realized as if she was thinking of something. Oh, you're asking about the blue pattern, right? This is my first time using it and I didn't expect the effect to be good. It's useless. Without my essence and blood, it can't be resolved. Despicable. Wait, isn't this the female lead's privilege? Why give it to me? Very meowing, the plot is twisted again. No matter what, sleeping big and big is the biggest thing. At night, Ji Jin quietly sneaked into the Linhuai room. Sitting by the bed, staring blankly at Linhuai. His senior brother is also very cute when sleeping. But why didn't senior brother come to find him? Is he really angry? Stupid senior brother. Suddenly, Linhuai unintentionally turned over, revealing the blue lines on his hand. What is this? Ji Jin's heart sounded an alarm, but upon closer inspection, it turned out to be the shadow of a snake. His senior brother is indulging in promiscuity everywhere, and having Yun Qiu and Mu Bai is already enough to give him a headache. He will return to his sect tomorrow after solving the disaster. The next morning, Linhuai flipped through ancient books. Although my cultivation is no longer stuck, it is still a bit slow. Sigh, the ancients really can't understand this thing, the more they read it, the more boring it becomes. Senior brother. Senior brother. Are you there? There was a hurried knocking on the door outside. Come on in. There are too many disciples in the sect, and it is difficult to distinguish between Linhuai for a while. No one knows who he is. On the road, he always encounters people who greet him, but they just can't call out their names. Linhuai put down the scroll in his hand and looked up to see that he was young. His boredom improved a bit. She looks really pleasing to the eye. Ah, it's Yao Yao. What's wrong? Senior brother, junior brother Ji, he helped eliminate miscellaneous disasters in the lower realm and I heard he even made great contributions. Senior brother, won't you go and take a look? Something is not right, 9 out of 10 things are not right. In theory, Ji Jin had already started practicing magic at this time, after all, the timeline had already passed a year. Forget it, let's go take a look. Let's go. Before Linhuai could approach, he heard the sect in chaos. Senior brother Lin, hurry up, senior brother Ji will leave soon. It's not urgent. It's best to leave now. Not far away, senior brother, have you achieved such a high level of cultivation? Junior brother, can you teach me? Make a chaotic mess. Ji Jin saw Linhuai after seeing the crowd, my gaze is like sticking to someone else. After reading it, let's go. Did you leave so soon? Yao Yao couldn't understand. Of course, you can stay as you like, whatever you want. Oh, let's go then. As my senior brother was about to leave, I quickly spoke out, senior brother. This sound was quite loud, almost diverting the attention of the people next to them, all looking towards Linhuai. Linhuai had to awkwardly agree, originally intending to pretend not to hear. What's up, junior brother Ji? Senior brother is indeed angry. Ji Jin walked quickly towards Linhuai and grabbed his wrist. Without looking back, pull it up and leave. Ignoring the shouts of the crowd. As soon as he arrived at the room, Linhuai immediately shook off the hand that Ji Jin had grabbed at him. I took a few steps back. What are you doing? Said sternly, senior brother, what's on the back of your hand? Linhuai smiled instead of being angry. Oh, don't tell me that's why you're here. Answer me. It has nothing to do with you. Linhuai turned his head and stopped looking at this headache-inducing junior brother. Ji Jin seems to be too hard. Immediately, his voice softened and he whispered softly from Linhuai, senior brother, don't ignore me, okay? After speaking, he held on to Linhuai's waist and didn't let go. Linhuai suddenly felt helpless. Just thinking about it, at the age of 16, it's normal for children to make mistakes due to their immature minds. Then don't make a fuss, you shouldn't leave without saying goodbye. Shin Yu didn't answer directly, just hugged Linhuai tighter. Hiss. Do you know? Got it, Xiao Jin was wrong. Chapter 10. Captured its mine. You are listening at novel full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text.